AFK still here. The stream ticker kept counting. 0. He leaned back in his chair, hands resting loosely in his lap. The bitten apple still sat on the desk beside the keyboard. The room hummed with quiet electronics. He waited. He remained certain the screen would refresh and the chat would return to normal. Maybe it was an outage. That happens sometimes. Still, this felt unusual. Surely someone would return. The stream timer kept counting. Minutes. Hours. He didn't feel tired, didn't feel hungry. The apartment light faded as the sun moved across the sky. Evening came. Night followed. Moonlight slid across the floorboards. Then morning again. The cycle repeated. Sun, moon, sun, moon. Time looped quietly around him. He remained in the chair, waiting. The first person to enter the apartment was the landlord. The door rattled open with a violent twist of keys. "Jesus Christ," the man muttered, stepping inside. "What the hell died in here?" He marched through the living room, rubbing his nose with his sleeve. The streamer watched him approach. The man walked straight through the chair, straight through him. Not even a pause, not even a blink. The landlord continued into the kitchen, opening cabinets and slamming them shut while complaining to no one in particular. 6 months late, streamer my ass. The streamer turned slowly in the chair. Something else had come in with the landlord. Standing just behind him, still as furniture, was a tall figure in a dark cloak. The fabric seemed to swallow the room's light. A long scythe rested loosely in its hand. The landlord never acknowledged it, never looked back, but the streamer could see it clearly. The figure didn't move, didn't speak, just waited. The streamer didn't turn around to check behind his own shoulder. He already knew what he'd see. The clearing took weeks, or maybe months. It was difficult to tell. The landlord returned with boxes. Workers followed. They unplugged the computer, lifted the desk, rolled up cables, carried the furniture out piece by piece. Dust outlines remained on the floor where everything had once stood. Eventually the apartment was empty. Bare walls, bare floor, bare light. He still sat in the same spot where the chair had been, unmoved, unnoticed. Years began to pass in smaller pieces. The landlord came often. New footsteps followed him inside. Boxes scraped across the floor. Different voices filled the room. A young woman moved in first. She brought plants that slowly reached for the windows. Sometimes she lay across the bed staring at the ceiling, silent tears sliding into her hair. She never noticed the shape standing near the door. Months later, a smiling man began staying over. Laughter replaced the quiet. Then one morning, the plants were gone. So was she. Another tenant followed, a delivery driver who slept during the day and left each evening with insulated bags and tired eyes. His chest flickered faintly while he counted crumpled bills at the kitchen counter. Something tall waited quietly in the corner. One winter he stopped coming home. The landlord returned. The apartment emptied again. Life kept arriving. Life kept leaving. The streamer never moved. Years later, a couple stayed long enough to bring a baby home. The apartment filled with sleepless nights and whispered arguments. The baby learned to crawl across the narrow floor between the couch and the bed. One afternoon it stopped. Its head turned slowly toward the corner, toward him. The baby stared, not frightened, just curious. A small hand reached out. The mother glanced up from her phone. "What is it?" she asked. The baby giggled and returned to its toys. The moment slipped away, but the streamer did not move for a long time. More tenants came after, more lives, more glowing chests flickering like small lanterns, and always something standing just behind them. He watched them all, every laugh, every argument, every quiet moment when someone sat alone by the window wondering what their life would become. One evening, a group of teenagers crowded into the apartment. Music filled the room. Their voices bounced off the narrow walls. bright, alive. Their chests shimmered with restless light. The streamer watched them, and for the first time in decades, his fingers moved. Slowly, carefully, he stood. No one noticed, no one turned, but the door was only a few steps away.